Hi, I'm Diana from MyMcDoodles, and I'd like to welcome you all to Doodle School. You can make regular, ordinary objects really fun and cute and special when you just think outside the box and just use your creativity. So that's what we're going to do today. So today we'll be learning how to doodle cute cacti. I'm doing this digitally again in my app called Procreate, and if you wanted to do this with a pen and paper, that's fine too. So we're just going to do some cute little cacti doodles. If you need reference images, I suggest pulling up Google and then do a quick search for cacti and then click images, and you'll have all these different photos of all these different cactuses and plants and everything and succulents. So you can just scroll through, find a few that you like, and then you'll have some nice reference images to see like which ones have long needles or lots of like branches or how they grow. Or you can just wing it. Either way is fine. It's just like a fun little doodle. So you can just make it up as you go or whatever, but I usually do pull up for things like this. I will pull up and just take a quick look through Google to see how different plants grow and stuff. So I think I'm going to start with, I don't know what they're all called, like all the different varieties, but I'm going to start with one that has like lots of little kind of like nubby things. I created a new document that is 3000 times 3000 pixels. That's a decent size for if you export these as PNG files or whatever to work with in Photoshop, or if you want to arrange them further in Procreate or for digital planners or just creating little cards or whatever. Let's start here with our first layer, and I'm using a monoline pen, which is available in the calligraphy section of the brush library. It comes with the app, and it's like if you were using a micron mono weight pen. So you could either start with a sketch if you wanted to grab a pencil in here and kind of like sketch these out before you ink them. You could do that. I tend to just like go for it with the pen. So I think that's what I will do today. We'll create our first little cactus here. I'm going to work from the top left corner so that I can easily save these as individual files. You could draw it as the size of the whole paper and then save individual files, and then you'll have like a nice big PNG file to work with, and it'll keep like a nice resolution and everything. I'm just going to do mine kind of smaller. It's really just up to you. So I'm going to do one of these that has I guess they wouldn't be called branches, but it has like these little nubby things that just keep replicating over and over. These ones are really interesting, and these can get so big, and they're so pretty. So I'll do something like that, and then I like to always add little faces to mine. I feel like a little face can make everything look friendly and sweet. And then in a new layer, I'm going to add the little spikes. There's no need to cover the entire thing with the needles. Just indicating a few kind of lets your mind know that their whole thing is covered. You know, kind of tricks your brain. You don't have to cover this entire thing in dots unless you really want to, then go for it. I'm just going to put a few here and there, and maybe some little needles also just kind of here and there. Just try to keep it kind of random here. Okay, I like that little guy. And if you really wanted to, you could put him in a pot. Or you could just leave it like it's growing out of the dirt or whatever. And if you leave it like this, then you can kind of also use it if you have areas that it has like a box or a line. It could pop up out of the line. I just discovered digital bullet journaling, which is really fun. So you could really do a lot with something like this. So that is our first little cactus. I'm going to merge down his spikes with his body and rename him Cactus number 1. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to take a quick peek at that Google file that had all of the images. And what you could also do is you just pop it up next to your Procreate document, and then you have a nice reference library over here of all your images. It does cut into your screen a little bit, but sometimes I don't mind it, other times it drives me nuts, so it kind of depends. I feel like I need to look at the images today. So I think I'll do something that has like this shape where it's more round, and let's zoom in a little bit. It has like tons of those spikes. So kind of just look, I'm not going to cover my entire thing in spikes like that. You kind of just look and see what are the main features of an item that make it unique and distinctive. When you look at it, you know that's what it is. So I'm going to just go with this round one and just do some of the spikes, and your brain kind of fills in the rest. So let's do a nice round shape. And for this one, I'm going to hold down my pen so that the app helps me draw a smoother circle there. And then you can see when you look at that, at first glance, you just see like the lines. So that's an important feature to include. So let's just put these curved lines in here. Almost looks like a watermelon to me. Okay. I mean, not the real image, but my cartoon of it. That'd be a terrible watermelon with all those spikes. And then the spikes, they're almost like a starburst. So let's see. I'm going to do like and keep them kind of like loose and random so it keeps its doodly element. I don't want it to look like I actually like sat there and tried to draw a realistic cactus, whatever variety this is. And I just realized since I have my center line there, I probably don't need to draw like that center part of the spikes because it's already sort of included there in the first line I drew. So let's take those out. Let's try again. And the nice thing about doing it in a digital format is if you mess up or you don't like how it looks, it's really easy to go back in and undo it or switch it out. Of course, you can always do it with pencil before you ink anything in. And then it has like tons of spikes up top, so I'm just going to do like these all over the place. And then on the sides, we'll do a few like this. I'm also kind of thinking about where I'd like to add the face, and I think I want to put it in here. Like somewhere in the middle there, which I can leave the bottom part of that line if I'm going to do that. So I'm going to erase out a little bit in the center so I have room for its little face. Okay, something like that. And then we'll add a cute little face over here. I think that looks really fun. Okay, so he's in 2 layers, so I'm going to merge that down and rename that cactus number 2. So let's go back over here and see what other kinds, like this one, the tall ones with like the I don't know what these are called. I guess they're not called branches, but this kind is like the classic cactus. So I'm going to do one of those. So I'm just going to do it right in the middle here. And I don't think I really need to look at it. So I'm going to just get that out of my way. Make sure I'm in a new layer. I am. Okay. So we're just going to do like this really tall middle piece. And then some branch things. If you know what these are called, leave me a comment and let me know. I keep calling them branches. They're obviously not. Okay, something like that. And then I'm going to erase out this area here. There we go. And then it needs like those lines. So first, I'm going to make those lines in a new layer. So let's see here. These ones are just going to go straight down. And I don't want them to be perfectly straight, so... something like that, and then we can add a little face. I have to think about where to add the cute face. Probably erase out part of this right here. And maybe a little bit here. So let's see. I think this guy can have like maybe some like stubble. Well, his mouth should be in the middle of the stubble. So I'm going to scooch the eyes down. And when the eyes are really close to the mouth, I feel like it looks really much better. Okay, let's see how he looks. His face is a little bit small. See if we can increase that a little bit there. And then I need to adjust the lines a little more. Just give a little more space for his little face there. Make things look a little bit more cleaned up. I want those to kind of be uneven so it doesn't look like I went in and erased a straight line across. And I feel like his face could be even a little bit bigger. So you can really just adjust these the way that you like until you're happy with it. And I feel like he could have maybe an accessory like a handkerchief or something in his eyes and his stubble and everything. It kind of looks blurry to me now because I messed around with it, resizing it so much. So I'm just going to use this as a template and just trace over it. And also the weight of the pen became a different size since I made it bigger, and it doesn't look consistent with the rest. That's a little better. You can see how much thinner that pen is. Just little things like that make a difference. And I can kind of adjust his stubble here too now. Yeah, I like that better. It looks more cleaned up. Okay, and I'll merge down the little face. Okay, so he's cactus number 3. Cactus 3. Okay, let's do one more. So I'm going to pull up that Safari window again. Let's see what other kinds we have. Okay, so I'm just looking for one more. I kind of like that one that has the red topper there. I don't know if... Yeah, those are knit. I want a real one to look at. I had one like that from my kids, but it died. It was so cute. Here, I'm going to Google cactus with red top. Okay, and you can see how you can find like anything here. It was just like this one, however you say that, moon cactus. Okay, so let's do that one. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Let's just zoom in. There we go. That's fine. It has like these areas that are kind of like sharp on the side. Like they're not spiky, but they're just irregular, and then it'll have like one needle sticking out, and it has these kind of thick, it has like thick sections in the body of it. So we just want to capture that, and then of course the topper that looks like really crazy and spiky, and I'm not coloring it yet, but obviously we can make it red when we do color it. So I'm going to start with the base. So it goes like, let's get the pen, let's make a new layer. It goes like something like this. And it has another one sticking out here. It's kind of like from the top down, you know, it's like a plus sign. And then do another one over here. Okay, and then there'll be like a shadow in here. Okay, for that middle piece to kind of stick out. And then the topper is like really crazy. It's just scooched down here so we have more space. I might turn that one off so I have a little more room. Okay, so the topper is like really wiggly, really irregular. Well, that might be too big. Let me go back. I'm going to draw it in a new layer so I can kind of like scoot it around as I need to. So it's like this. Something like that. And then it has like tons and tons of needles. So I'm going to make that a little bit, tiny bit smaller. And that doesn't affect the weight of my pen there too much. And then it has all these spikes. So let's go in and add all those like circles and all those needles. I'm going to do that in a new layer as well. I'm just going to place them randomly around, let's see, kind of just all over. There's some like on the sides. Like they tend to be on the outside here. Okay, so something like that. And then all the spikes. So I'm going to make another new layer and do the spikes in that layer. I'm going to get rid of this so I have more space for my hand. And then just add all these needles. Okay, and then I need an area to make like a little face. I think this looks almost like hair or something on top, which is cute. The face is going in a new layer. And this is going to be like a really happy one. It looks like it's like her hair or there's something on top. Okay, and then we can group that one together. If you're happy with everything, you can merge it down. So I'm just going to flatten the group. And that's cactus number 4. You can save these as a PNG, just save them as individual files. So if you just hold down that, turn off your background, and then just save cactus number 1, export as a PNG, and then do that for each one. Or you can have them all showing and then just export that whole thing as a PNG, and just when you go to use it in Photoshop or in Procreate or wherever, you can just select the little guy that you want and use him. And then the last way is if you leave all of them selected and then share layers as PNG files. I'm actually going to turn off the background layer, and then it should have 4 files, and it says save 4 images, so that looks right. And then I should have all 4 of those layers, all 4 of those images saved as a PNG. So that's the fastest way if you have them all drawn in separate layers. And then you can go ahead and use them however you want. If you want to color them, you would just add a layer behind and then choose your paint. Let's say like this one. And then you just color behind it. Since you saved it as a little doodly outline, it's easy to customize it and make it however you want. And then you could save that again as a PNG if you want. Just if these two layers are showing, then you can just export and share as this PNG, and it'll have the color. And then you could just color each one however you wish. These are really fun for like journaling or little cards or just notes. You could also get stickers printed. Let's put a layer behind that one and do him, this color. You could also arrange them all too, kind of like stacked. So you have like a fun little desert scene. And while we're at it, why don't we just color this last one also? And make her kind of like a, this only maybe a little bit less. Like that. And of course the top is that, oops, that's not bright red. There we go. It's just a lot of fun. You could even make yourself some relaxing coloring pages. So there we go. If you want to keep organized, you can just group them together. And you can kind of like arrange them all on the page and put like a little message if you're making a card or something. I guess I don't know why he's growing crooked, and he should be like really tall compared to that one with the red hair, but anyway, it's still cute. And then him, if you want to send your friend a quick card or something, just add like a little message. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you had some fun drawing your own cute cacti. These little guys would like to say thank you for watching. Be sure to click like if you enjoyed the video and to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next fun tutorial. See you next time!